The little boy tried to escape from prison. He swallowed his nausea and plunged into the maggot-infested gutter. But when he thought he was going to escape, he was surprised to find that he came to another room, where an ant was also locked. The ant was frightened by the sudden arrival of the boy, and she was also a victim. The boy swam on. The second room was a college girl. She was just brought in yesterday. The third room is a white-collar woman with glasses. The female white-collar worker was afraid to hit the boy with something and then held the boy and shouted for help. She also came in after being knocked unconscious. He reached the third room where the gutter had been sealed. The boy had to retrace his steps to his room. Surprised, the sister asked the boy to look further to the right. After replenishing his energy, the boy dived into the gutter again. The first room on the right is an empty room, and there's nothing in it. The second room was a manicured sister who had been locked up for 6 days, judging by the food plates in the car. And there's a crazy woman in the third room. When she saw the little boy, she grabbed him excitedly and shouted, "What did she say about a psycho killer who comes here every 6 p.m. and kills people and then dumps the bodies in the gutter?" The boy didn't believe me and thought the woman was crazy. Next thing you know, he finds the victims here in the gutter. The boy was stunned. He tried to swim forward, but found that the side was blocked, and the boy had to return to his room again. Sister listened to brother's words. A little incredulity. They set up by the gutter until 6 to verify the crazy woman's story. And by 6:10, there's nothing in the gutter. Sister impatiently stood up. Everything is crazy woman nonsense. Just then, her brother suddenly stopped her. The gutter turned blood red in an instant, with shredded clothes, hair and nails. This is supposed to be a woman doing her nails, and what crazy women say is true, and everyone who gets caught dies. The sister completely broke down. She could not accept such a cruel reality, must find a way to escape. After sorting through the known information, she found that everyone who was captured was killed at 6 p.m. On the 6th day, it'll be their turn soon enough. So the next day, the sister told him to go to the other room and collect everything he could to see if he could find a way out. Everyone heard that they were looking for a way to escape, and they actively handed over their belongings to the boy. After all, they don't want to die here. But when the boy came to the inn to collect things, he was tightly hugged by the ant. Soon to 6 p.m. The ant is afraid of death, but selfishly wants the boy to stay with her. The boy listened with horror to the approaching footsteps. The iron door opened slowly, and a chainsaw came in. The sister sat her beside the ditch anxiously waiting. She did not wait for the brother, but waited for the ditch full of blood water. The sister thought her brother was dead, so she burst into tears. The next second, the younger brother came out of the blood. The sister immediately laughed and hugged her brother. This killer is very principled. He only kills people who have been banned for 6 days. Although the experience scared my brother half to death, he gained important information. The iron door is not locked, but bolted. When my sister heard this, she already had a way to escape. On the 6th day of their captivity, a horrible chainsaw was heard outside the door. The sister quickly broke the light bulb with a rubber band and a stone. The room was suddenly dark. The murderer pulled the bolt and slowly opened the iron door, only to see that the sister was protecting the brother with her body and shouting not to come. The killer didn't care. He approached her with a chainsaw, but her sister's eyes were firm, and she never moved in front of her brother. Just as the chainsaw cut down, the sister quickly avoided, and the younger brother behind was a dummy. The sister then shouted to run, just as the younger brother quickly ran out from behind the door and slammed the iron door shut and bolted it before the killer could react. This is how the sister thought of saving her brother's life by sacrificing her. Then the boy, according to his sister's instructions, released the girls from several other rooms. When everyone escaped, the room where the sister was sounded the sound of a chainsaw, and the boy knew that it was the murderer who was killing his sister. At that moment, the boy could no longer restrain his emotions and burst into tears. He slowly touched the latch to save his sister, but was stopped by a girl. Because the girl knew that this would not only not save her sister, but also kill everyone, so she helped the boy to leave here. What awaits the killer is the justice. The sister in the story, the perfect interpretation of what is called brother-sister love. She used her life in exchange for her brother's voice, and her sister has always been the one who silently dedicates. She is as soft and silent as spring flowers and rain. The first half of the film depicts the horror and cruelty of a large number of killers, and it is very difficult to render the atmosphere of a suspense thriller, and the result is that the killer is solved in a short time. In the process, my sister keeps robbing my brother's food, which seems quite selfish, but in the end, my sister chooses to sacrifice herself in order to save others, which is a reversal. In fact, you can't add a reversal. All this is the statement after the brother escaped. In fact, the sister did not want to sacrifice herself, but was abandoned by the younger brother in the dungeon because the younger brother hated her selfishness.